feel so nervous.
Hey, Zac.
Ah,
Hey, B, I'm gonna be your prosecutor today. I hope you're ready.
yeah, ready to lose.
You just might with that attitude.
Yeah.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Rutabaga versus the fast food industry.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
If I'm reading this correctly, the weapon of murder being claimed here is the use of GMOs in food?
Precisely. My client is suing for the murder of her friend due to the carelessness of fast food companies for not labeling their food as containing GMO, of which cause the disastrous effects as seen here.
I see here. Does the prosecution have any proof behind these claims?
Yes, we acquired sample foods from each fast food chain within the area, all of which came back GMO positive, as well as security camera footage from within the KFC that the incident happened in.
Alright, the court accepts these items as evidence. The prosecution may call their first witness.
The prosecution calls the plaintiff to the stand.
Alright, here we go.
Please state your full name and occupation for the records.
Rutabaga, I'm a florist and a purist.
Yes, profession, not preference.
And you're suing because your friend had died after consuming a piece of KFC, correct?
Yes, that's right. We were out for the night and decided to try something new. We never thought it would lead to death.
Miss Bega, please proceed with your testimony of the day the incident occurred to the court.
My friends and I went out to the mall for a little get-together. After some time we were getting a bit hungry, and so we went to the closest place. Most of us ordered the salad, but Klein was fine with me, and so he ordered some chicken. We were joking while eating, and of course we coughed a bit from the food while we did, until Klein made it halfway through his food and couldn't stop gasping and coughing. We tried to Heimlich him, but it wouldn't stop. He kept gasping and choking. After we rushed him to a hospital, it was too late. The GMOs got to him.
That couldn't be true, I know it. Now to find what it is.
Along with that, the autopsy shows that the chicken was removed from the body prior to death, meaning the GMO was the cause of death.
Well, now that the witness has said her part, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. What do you mean by fine with meat? If you're vegan or vegetarian, wouldn't you want to distance yourself from him at all costs?
Normally, yes, but Klein was cautious on what he ate due to some medical mumbo-jumbo, so he ate more fruits and veggies than me. Plus, he was some amazing eye candy.
Medical mumbo-jumbo?
Yeah, some allergies that he needed that weird pen thing for. I think I actually have one on me right now if you're interested, and I can't need it anymore.
You say he was gasping and coughing, right?
Yeah, it was pretty violent. It looked like a mob member was checking him out for some money.
And you're sure your Heimlich got the piece out?
As sure as the checkup chicken with the victim's saliva on it could be. We even have the camera footage from them spitting it out.
That seems pretty sound, but...
I'm not quite done, Your Honor. I'd like to call my second witness to the stand.
I hope this one's more reasonable than the last.
Hey!
Full name and occupation for the record, please.
I'm Monica Justine. I'm an assistant at the library.
Now, Monica, you were present at the moment the victim had been killed, correct?
I was with him all day. Klein was my guy, if you know what I mean.
Yes, of course. Could you please give your account of the events?
Sure thing. It was the day of our annual mall splurge where we each buy all we want in under 30 minutes. After the time was up, we all met in the food court to refill our energy. I suggested the new place, the Squirrely Tavern, but Klein said he couldn't and suggested KFC. Ruta and I got salad since she's vegetarian and I'm on a diet, but Klein got some chicken. We joked around and we were showing what we bought when Klein just kind of froze. After a second or two, he began to cough violently as his face went red. We both tried to get him to cough it up, but even after he did, he kept choking. He was spazzing out and punching his thigh while grabbing his throat and flopping around. I called the ambulance as Ruta tried to calm him, but in the end it was too late. And that's how it happened.
Interesting. The defense may cross-examine the witness now.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you go a bit more into the details of this splurge?
Objection! Your Honor, this is irrelevant to the case at hand.
Overruled. I'm curious about the splurge thing.
Sure thing. We started doing this when we met with each other for the first time. It's like our little tradition. We normally went to places that were wholly vegan friendly after the spree, but it got boring. Though we were running around a mall with tons of stuff on our shoulders, so we need the rest.
So the choice that could have saved a life was avoided out of tedium?
Well, I knew it was dumb. Hindsight is 20/20, you know?
True. The defense may continue the conversation.
You say this place you went to was vegan friendly, and you all went since the beginning, right?
Yep, Chloroplast Salad Hut was the place. How come?
Well, you said only recently you've been on this diet.
Hold it! This is a pointless detour. What did the eating habits of the witness have to do with the victim's death?
I'll show you. Can you please tell me what you used to eat prior to the diet?
Well, on a semi-regular basis, I had grilled turkey and steamed hams for lunch.
You steam an entire ham for lunch?
Oh, no. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams?
Yes, it's a regional dialect.
Uh-huh. What region?
Southern New York.
Really? Well, I'm from Yonkers, and I never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams in that way.
Oh, no, not in Yonkers. It's an NYC expression.
Ah, okay. Anyways, where did you purchase the ingredients to make your lunches?
Whole Foods. They're the only place I know that sells non-GMO food. How come?
Well, did you ever look carefully at the packaging of the foods you bought?
Of course I did. I may hang out with vegans, but I'm not stupid.
Let me guess, you're begging her to say no and that'll be your star evidence?
Of course not. In fact, I have evidence that not only proves the cause of death wasn't GMO related, but the actual cause of death.
That is a bold claim. What would that evidence be?
The evidence is better understood alongside the testimony.
Really? At what point in the testimony?
More than one spot, actually. The first being this. Take that! In the list of fast food places within the mall, there were a few that didn't carry any GMO ingredients, the Squirrely Tavern included.
So, they weren't the only one there that didn't have GMOs. She could have just as well picked any place and the victim would decline.
Hold! It's not the case of would, but could. The witness clearly stated he couldn't eat there. Do you know why?
Objection! That is irrelevant to this.
Objection! Actually, it's the most important clue. The Squirrely Tavern was one of the few places within the entire mall to use a very specific product. Peanuts. That's not all. One store that also used peanuts were none other than KFC.
What are you playing at?
You'll see it clearer with the next bit from the testimony. Take that! The description of both the witness and plaintiff say he began to become red in the face, and the security footage shows the same, among other things.
What else can be gained from this? It's clear the victim began to choke and the effect of GMOs was a lot strong.
Hold! On the contrary, both the FDA and USDA have agreed that GMOs are not harmful at all. In fact, the cause of death was much simpler. Watch very closely in the tape. The victim doesn't just turn red, he swells up. Not only was the swelling visible on tape, it was even seen within the autopsy report.
Swelling? How?
His throat swelled up and shut tight after eating the chicken, and he knew it.
How could he have known? What evidence is it that shows he knew it was anything other than a GMO?
Simple. Take that! He wasn't senselessly punching his thigh, he was showing what he needed. And what he needed was this. Tell me, Miss Monica, what is the one place you would put an EpiPen?
I don't know. I don't need one.
You said it yourself, you may hang out with vegans, but you're not stupid. You don't get to play dumb now, so please answer the question.
A needle in the thigh, okay? It's a pin in the thigh.
So you do know, and yet you never did anything besides CPR. Why is that?
Objection! Stop harassing the witness. This line of question is completely unnecessary.
Hold! I'm not done yet. I want to know why the witness did not take the EpiPen from the plaintiff and help the victim.
Objection overruled. Zac, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Monica, tell me why you never gave him the pen.
I didn't think about it. I was too scatterbrained to realize he was having a reaction.
Was it a scatterbrain mistake or an intentional killing?
Objection! Are you implying the witness killed her own crush? Not only is that preposterous, it is far beyond any reasonable accusation.
Objection! I'm not accusing her of murder. I'm accusing her of covering the tracks of the real killer.
Order in the court! I am giving the defense one more chance to guess the supposed killer. The prosecution is to refrain from sudden objections during the questioning. If you go over the lines, I will provide guilty verdict regardless of the credibility.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer was none other than Ruda.
You must be kidding. What evidence is there to even bring slight consideration to my client being a murderer?
Firstly, the fact that she knew about Klein's allergies and had an EpiPen of his on her at the moment. On top of that, she willingly walked into a KFC despite her vegan nature. Wouldn't you think someone like that would at least put up some fight towards going in and try to find somewhere else despite their hunger?
Now that you mention it, she was a bit quick to get him in there.
Well, despite this, it is still illogical to say she was the killer.
Except it is logical. And even if she wasn't, I still have enough proof to dispute the plaintiff's original case. See, the widespread belief in anti-GMO protests say that it would lead to things like gastrointestinal issues, immune system issues, accelerated aging, and infertility. Nothing is said about direct death. On top of that, even if it did cause death, Monica and Ruda would be dead too.
What?
What do you mean by that?
It's simple. Looking at the recipe list for KFC, the salad products are clearly labeled as GMO, meaning it had to be allergies that killed him.
I've heard enough. In the trial of Rutabaga versus the fast food industry, I find the defendant, Colonel Sanders. Court adjourned.
Well, I guess you won. Nice job.
It wasn't that great. I just put the pieces together and ran with it.
Oh, come on, you did great. You're a formidable foe on the battlefield. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Well, thanks. You weren't half bad yourself. You had me second-guessing myself. In the end, I won. I proved GMOs aren't bad and was able to solve the crime. Ruda confessed soon after she was questioned and was jailed. Monica wasn't charged with any crime, thankfully, and went on to live life. Objection!
Do it! Oppa Gangnam Style. Just do it! Gangnam Style. Just do it! Make your dreams come true! Gangnam Style. Do it! Oppa Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유하는 품격 있는 여자 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자 그런 반전을 있는 여자 여자를 선호해 낮에는 나만의 따사로운 그 선호해 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 Do it!